Good evening, delegates and sponsors. My name is Snehal Oberoi, and I am honored to be serving as a Senior Director for Chantilly High School's Model United Nations. On behalf of the Secretariat and our entire staff, it is my honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you to the 16th Annual Chantilly High School Model United Nations Conference. This year has truly had its ups and downs. From the sudden transition to virtual programs across the country to the rise of Among Us, we've all gone through so much in such a short period of time. Yet it's safe to say we've all had opportunities to experience new perspectives. Organizing this conference was certainly no exception. We worked endlessly to set up our departments and keep everything in order to present you all with a truly worthwhile and memorable conference. I'd just like to take a moment to express my content and gratitude. I know it's not the in-person conference we all wanted, but that's not to say that this event will not be just as enjoyable. In fact, I urge all of you to make the most of this online experience and cherish every moment. Though I'm sure we all miss the rush and enjoyment of presenting working papers and frantically passing notes during committee, regardless of whether you give your first speech or try out a new committee style this weekend, I'm confident that this conference will hold a unique experience for everyone. That being said, our conference certainly has a few changes due to its virtual nature. Each committee will be held on Blackboard Collaborate Ultra with a separate link, so please be sure you get that information from your sponsors and head delegates prior to the start of committee. We will also have crisis delegates use email chains to communicate for private directives. These minute changes and many more are all to enhance your conference experience. And with that, I'm sure that the hard work our Secretariat has put in since May will result in a conference just as valuable as any in-person experience CHMUN has presented its attendees with in the past.
My name is Krishna Mohan Babadipati, and I'll be one of your crisis directors for the weekend, and I'm very ecstatic for a conference full of diplomacy, speaking, and hard work. I'd like a minute to thank Chantilly High School and our head sponsor, Mr. Ashley, for the various sacrifices they made in all the last minute work they've done. Without the administration of Chantilly High School, as well as the countless hours from our beloved sponsor, Mr. Ashley, our conference would have not been close to existence. Thank you for your dedication and tolerance of our last-minute emails and our virtual classroom visits. And to all the sponsors in the audience today, we cannot thank you enough for simply being here and supporting the passion and drive of so many young individuals.
My name is Adnan Rahimzai, and I'll also be one of your crisis directors this weekend. On behalf of CHMUN 16, thank you. Thank you for coming out and spending the weekend with us. Thank you for nerding out and deciding to debate the implications of blockchain technology or representing a member of the House of Saud. And to all the sponsors, thank you so much. Without you, CHMUN would not be where it is today.
Hello delegates, my name is Sarah Awad, and I'm honored to serve as the Secretary and Director of Staff for Chantilly Model United Nations. Every competition, speech, compromise, and simply moment I've spent in Model United Nations has been memorable and an enriching experience that I will treasure for years to come. Through sportsmanship, you will create outstanding resolution papers to resolve today's most pressing issues in a MUN conference. As such, please note that CHMUN does not tolerate any sort of academic dishonesty or inappropriate behavior, and there can be severe consequences for your actions. A delegate should act in proper conduct and take responsibility for their actions at all times. So, go out there this weekend, raise your voice, and take a stand for what you believe in.
Hello everyone, my name is Yukta Ramanan, and I am honored to serve as CHMUN 15's Treasurer and Director of Staff. This is my second year serving in these roles, and I can definitely say that it's grown to become my favorite part of CHMUN. Although we're all going to miss setting up rooms and hosting in-person workshops to train our staffers in Parley Pro and the likes, I can confidently say that our over 50 volunteers are well equipped to make CHMUN 15 an engaging conference. If at any point during this conference you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to members of the Secretariat or visit the reception area Blackboard Collaborate session link attached on the master document. This is probably the only chance you're gonna get to wear sweatpants under your blazer, so get out there, have fun, and make the most of this online experience.
Hello, my name is Nyana Slane Xavier, and I'm one of the Directors of Logistics and Senator of CHMUN XVI. This year's conference is a little different with a virtual platform, but the CHMUN staff has worked tirelessly to ensure our virtual conference is just as engaging as an in-person one. Although technology can be frustrating to use at times, you have support every step of the way with our designated tech staff. In order to have the most efficient committee session, we have a few tips on how to use Blackboard Collaborate effectively.
I'm Michael Paul, one of your directors of logistics through this year's CHMUN conference. And for this online conference to run smoothly, we would like all delegates to read the instruction and FAQ doc as well as watch the demo video. Both of these can be found through your sponsors and head delegates. When watching this demo video, it will show the Blackboard Collaborate features that we will be using in this MUN conference, as well as address any issues that may arise.
Creativity is the driving force behind innovation. It allows us to form abstract connections to solve a problem or reach a goal. For the past 5 years, Model UN has served as this creative outlet for myself and so many others. Hi, my name is Akil Maipati, and I'm ecstatic to serve as your Director General for CHMUN XVI. When I started this activity back in 7th grade, I was very confused and lost to what Model UN was. As such, I tried to look for a formula. How did the best delegates format their speeches, their crisis arcs, their resolution papers? While I learned a lot, I quickly realized that mimicking others in hopes for a piece of paper or a stick of wood did not provide me with value in the long run. This is why every conference after that, I used as a platform to develop a new type of speech, create a different presence in each unmod, or just experiment with the most wild and intricate crisis arcs. Through taking risks in Model UN, I've not only found my closet cluttered with unimportant pieces of papers and gavels, but also I have learned that I have developed the skills to succeed in any endeavor. Whether it's developing an application, working on a research project with your friends, or simply just playing a sport, you will be able to integrate the creativity that you exercise in Model UN to a variety of activities. Ultimately, don't let the fear of failure discourage you from making a new friend, writing your first resolution paper or directive, or just simply sharing your ideas in committee. Because together, we can embrace the creativity and innovation that Model UN celebrates to create a better future for ourselves and the people around us. Now, I would like to introduce the esteemed founder of She Did That, my personal editor and good friend, Hirin So.
Thanks, Akil. I remember my first CHMUN back in 7th grade. Witnessing the sense of community within CHMUN staff, the alumni chairs on stage, and the secretariat, I knew I'd be excited to join them one day. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Hirin So, and I'm so beyond honored to be serving as the club and conference's Undersecretary General this year. I'm sure our audience today is full of all kinds of delegates. To our seasoned competitors, welcome back. To our fresh novices, thank you for choosing CHMUN to be your first conference. And to our favorite Power Dells, we can't wait to see the spice that you bring to committee this weekend. While you all may be at different points in your Model UN journey, we are excited to see the unique solutions, crazy crisis arcs, and fruitful debate that you'll bring this weekend. But beyond competition, I encourage you to find empathy and connection with others. 13-year-old me would have never dreamed of meeting some of my very best friends at a Model UN conference or at one of our club meetings. China B, you know who you are. Especially to my fellow Secretariat members, thank you for being among the most driven and compassionate people I know. Model UN has become, as cheesy as it sounds, a place where I've had the absolutely marvelous opportunity to make friends across the county, region, and world. It really all starts with a conversation, whether you're bonding over a common hobby, forming an alliance in your block, or even sliding into a fellow delegate's DMs. Delegates, I hope you may all find the confidence to be bold and go beyond committee to forge lasting connections. I can't wait for you to all make the most of your CHMUN experience this weekend. With all that being said, it is my greatest honor to introduce a true friend who never fails to make me laugh, my personal physics tutor, and the last speech of our opening ceremony, Secretary General Vihar Shah.
Thanks, Hirin. Although this is an online conference, I hope to get a chance to meet all of you at some point this weekend. The CHMUN XVI Secretariat has been working endlessly to provide the same level of debate as we have done in the past. In case you weren't listening to Hirin, don't worry, sometimes I don't either. My name is Vihar Shah, and I am both honored and excited to be serving as the Secretary General this weekend. From my first speech in 7th grade, full of stutters and lasting 10 seconds long, to 3 turns in a moderated caucus, because why not? I have seen myself grow from a short, skinny boy with no style to a taller boy, hopefully with a bit more style. Debatable. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this conference, it is the importance of growth. You can grow in many ways. Creativity, as Akil mentioned, or lasting relationships, as Heron mentioned. But rather than chase awards and mini woodhammers, chase growth. The rest is a byproduct. You may have heard this a lot, but when I first started this journey, I had absolutely no idea I was going to become the Secretary General of Chantilly Model United Nations. In fact, I simply grew to love Model UN. The conferences, the people, the atmosphere, the exhaustion, the joy. I found love and respect for my upperclassmen, my peers, my underclassmen, and the sponsors that worked so hard to allow Model UN to thrive. It was these feelings that helped me grow to where I am. So I ask of you all today, take the first step. Ask yourself why you do Model UN. Try something new in committee, or even say hi to a new person. Growth is not immediate, but even the tiniest seeds become vibrant plants in the end. From helping landlocked countries to finding the imposter in among us. I hope that you can take that first step here, like I did 5 years ago in middle school, getting my first award. I believe that all the delegates watching will grow to become the innovators of the future with diplomacy, confidence, and intelligence. So before I leave you all today, I want to remind you to find an opportunity to grow tonight. Delegates, I hope you have an enjoyable weekend here at CHMUN. If you haven't started furiously typing your first speech yet, I'll let you get to it. So, as the Secretary General for the 16th Annual Chantilly Model United Nations Conference, I now formally declare CHMUN 16 in session.